Hey, good morning, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, good frequency in this moment of now, guys, wherever you are. Happy awareness. Glorious you. Just hopping on to share a message today. Just letting it warm up a little bit before I go for my run. It's kind of nippy still. So I've been feeling a lot of this information coming through, and I won't be able to settle or level out until I get this message out anyway. So, when you're supposed to do something, you get the idea, but then that energy keeps building and building within you because you got to do it. It's your higher self guiding you, it's your spiritual energy pushing you. And so that's always, hey, Thaddeator, that's always what my lives are about. It's about that energy shoo, coming into that, all that awareness, momentum, consciousness that's been working behind the scenes, being manifest and revealed to me now to share. So even when we speak, Spirit is saying, even when we take action on all that's happening behind the scenes, that is the manifestation of that energy, whether it be in a channel, something you do, something you write down. When you take action, when that energy builds and you decided to open up the gate, as the human, as the physical human, you are the portal for the manifestation of spirit in 3D before us. Shoo. All right. So, if you don't mind sharing out Thaddeator, I'd appreciate it. I think it's only me and you right now. I'm on my phone in the pool room downstairs at the condo, and I come down here. It's really hot and moisturous and humid. It's like being in Florida on the beach in the summer, and it's relaxing my muscles and also prepping me to go for a run. But I'll begin here in a second. So I want you guys watching now or later to think about what polarities mean to you, what opposing forces mean, what yin yang means, what the polarities mean on earth for you, and how you deal with them, what you think of the truth of them. Will we always be polarized? I hear different theories from spiritual leaders that we're transcending polarities and they're going to dissipate. And then you hear other theories and people saying, as you are on human or while you live on earth, there's always going to be polarities. And I was contemplating that and it hit me. It's this and that. Polarities, thank you very much, buddy. Polarities always exist on earth, but not in the way that we used to experience them. As we rise in our ascension, the polarities become balanced and harmonious. So, me, I've always lived in contrast. Like, here's me, the Gemini that I am. So here I am. I'm just using this for example. Pretend it's a pendulum. We swing from one end. So, whoops, we're way over here. We could be living in positivity in a high, and then boom, I swing over to the other side, which can be density or the opposing belief or experience of what I just had over here. Those extreme experiences and contrasts and polarities that we experience as a human act as an activation of the opposing energy. And sometimes we are so dense in a belief and a paradigm, we literally got to experience an extreme opposite over here in intensity to bring light to the other side as we see the light shining forth. I'll have to put my head there, block it. So when we're on the highest of high, say when we're in those elevated energies of self, and we're all just, elevated, we're kind of operating in that, it will bring awareness to those deeper thoughts that we're always questioning. But the opposite is always also true. When we are experiencing great darkness, repression, condensed energies all around us, and we want to break free, and we're like, there's no way out. Well, that causes us to search for the truth, and then boom, It opens up and brings us a little more this way, but not to the extreme. So what happens? Life activates through polarities the openings on each end. So say this is a pendulum. It goes this way. First, it's swinging here, here, here. We get these huge swings. And then eventually what happens? It swings a little, a little, a little, a little, a little, a little. And then eventually those polarities will meet in the middle. They'll meet in the middle, and that's where they merge and become one. So through our human experiences of experiencing this, just like the yin and yang, we've got the dark and we got the light, but each one has a spot of each other. So what they're doing is they're bringing balance to the opposing forces of one another through the catalyzation and triggering of an extreme experience. It literally goes and opens up the other end, the light of it, the awareness, the insight, the wisdom. It activates energies within us that are always available, but we were programmed. Well, we'll just call it pre-programmed, conditioned. Let's call it conditioned. Program even makes it sound like there's a power outside of you, tweaking you, roboting you to be this little puppet. No, we came as a soul experience to be programmed or to be conditioned, but it gave us the 3D experience for the spiritual energy to work, to discover our true power, our true worth, our light and the love and everything. So what Spirit has said to me yesterday, and I was like, holy shit, this is monumental for me, because I always take contrasting thoughts and I come to my center, my heart, and I'll say, Spirit, what is the truth of this? What is the truth? And Spirit says, like always, it is this and that. There's truth at every frequency. But as you have all ascended, you are merging the polarities. And the separation of polarities, actually, Spirit told me also, is representative of our human belief in separation. You know, the human comes and we come separating ourselves from source, having that veil between us and spirit, or us and each other, or us and our world. We think there's a veil. We think there's an energy outside of us. Holy shit, this is so beautiful. We have come to a culmination where we have fulfilled a huge soul's experience in the emergence of polarity. So when they merge, you can't tell the difference. You can't see the difference. They're one. The polarities exist, but we have come to an ascension, a frequency, an enlightenment, a higher consciousness and state of awareness that we're able to merge the polarities. They do exist, and they will always exist for those that are still operating in separateness. So they're a reflection of the illusion of being separate, but they're still all one. Just like everything in earth that seems separate from God, the darkness, the evil, the wars seem separate from God, but it's giving us the extreme, the polar opposite of actually what is real, and it operates as a catalyst to break those dense layers of the light side to open them up. So they truly work together like yin and yang has always been like a truth symbol for me. We are the human yin yang energy encapsulated in the physical body. And I also want to share that, you know, my symbol, it's just you and me, baby. It's just, actually, it's a triad, Thadiator. It's you, me, and Spirit. We got a little triangle. We got a triangle. It's you and me, baby. All right. So even this represents the polarization, because here's us as spirit. We come down into the physical. We come down. We have this little vertical coming down into the physical. And then we got the cross horizontal representing everything we experience, the outbreath of all that we are in the physical experience. So even this, when we merge in complete alignment, when we don't have the huge pendulum swings, and even when we do, know that it is catalyzing the light, and eventually they meet in the middle. And where's the middle? It's our heart. It's a portal of our heart space. Our heart, this is what it is. We meet in the middle. This is representing the unification, the emergence of the opposing forces, of the polarities, of the yin and yang, of the black and white, of the masculine and feminine, of the spiritual and the physical. Spirit is saying. So now our perception is, when they say we will not experience polarities and it's dissipating, it is just representing the harmonious mergence of both. So you can no longer tell the difference between the black, the white, the yin, the yang, the north, the south, the horizontal, the vertical. They all meet in the middle and are working as one unit. And that represents the truth, the belief, the concept of unity, of oneness, of interconnection, and everything is operating together in perfect harmony. Every person, every situation, every circumstance, every life event is working in perfect harmony. This brings such acceptance and surrender and bliss and peace to the extremes that we've experienced in life. And the extremes might not go just left, right, left wing, right wing, even represented by the government. The extremes of polarities to the left, the right wing, like the Republicans, the Democrats, whatever. We're coming to a place through our individual experience that is going to reflect at a global level through governments, etc. Spirit is saying, not that we're there yet, but we've seen it. We're shine the light. So we don't just experience left, right. This is what we've experienced. This is what I've experienced all over the board. All over the board. What I do, lose something? So, but now, as I come to my center, as I connect to spirit, as I come to this present moment in my heart space, I'm equalized, I'm harmonious, I'm balanced, at least for the moment. And this represents that state of being. Is that not freaking awesome, Thaddeator? It's like, to me, it was revolutionary. Spirit's explanation, and the only way that we can get it is to experience it. We are the testimony of God's source energy. We are the testimony of God in motion through our experience. And I know personally, I've got to personally experience something to share it. So what it does is the experience, whether it feels good or doesn't feel good, acts as a trigger, catalyzes and activates energy within me, within you. We're reflecting one another to be expanded and illuminated and lit up. So our light, as every time we allow this and surrender to the moment, and you can even think of it as meditation, because what we're doing is we're reflecting. We're reflecting on what just happened in our world before us. We're saying, holy shit, how did I create this? But before that, which we've already have really embodied, is taking responsibility for our world, our life, and what we see before us. Anybody watching now or later is always already in that. They know they're responsible for their creation. Once you take responsibility for your creation, then you can seek, ask the answers. And you obviously you can do that before that. But now we're at another huge zoom. We were here, took responsibility. We see the connection. We see how we've created separation. And because we've allowed that integrated through life experiences, processed and integrated that thought form, now we're on to another, boom, which represents the merging of the polarities in general. So that is how polarities still exist. They're not distinguishable in this, other than the light stream. Other than the light stream they're coming from. You can think of the vertical as the spiritual and the horizontal as the physical, because this is the plane that's right above Earth. All of us, what we're creating from what we just connected to, creating that. But now the illusion of the separation of the polarities, which we experience on human, and we've all heard that other planetary systems or galactic beings of high frequency don't experience polarities like we do. I feel those that believe this, it's revolutionary. It's just so exciting for me, are actually shifting to that new earth where you can say polarities don't exist. It's not that they don't, they do and they don't, but they're merged as one. So you cannot tell the difference in the light. They're operating seamlessly together to continue that expansion. My truck is driving away. Oh, probably from me shaking my my starter. Yeah, I probably accidentally started it, but yeah, no one can drive it away without the fob, as you guys know. So I just thought that was like stinking unbelievable. I just love that. It was so freeing, and truth always feels free. It is liberating. It is free. It is activating. It is expansive. And it feels like it just took me out of a box of, okay, I'm human. I got to deal with the polarities, the swings, the highs, the lows. Yeah, we did have to deal with them. They activated the opposing, whatever the opposing force was, and then it come down to middle. And now we're going to live in a more constant, I'm not going to say always, because we're always expanding, so we need that little activation, but our new leveling out is in balance and harmony. How awesome. All right. So I just wanted to share that message before I head out for a little run. And obviously, I was going to do some messages, but no one's on. So maybe later I'll come on and do readings. But I thought I'll do a collective. And actually, John, let's do it for you, seeing you're the one watching right now in this here and now. Let's just do a conscious spirit for you, John, and me, and those that hop on later. For Thaddeator and I, but anybody else who tunes on later. And thank you for shining your light and awareness here, John, because you are also co-creating this message. We activate the light in one another, and also in every bit of light, like we hold all of the information of the entire ocean in one drop. We all hold all of that information in one lifetime, but we hold all of spiritual God source energy within one lifetime, but we activate it through the polarity. Spirit is saying we activate our abilities through the polarities, but now we're coming more level and evil. Evil? Did I say evil? Level. Level. That's so funny. Spirit's laughing. And what we do is we are reflecting and activating one another through their divine frequency imprint. So John Thaddeator, Fiore, all of his lifetimes and experiences through his awareness, he's carrying within him, but he might not necessarily remember them, but they're still within his light that he shines. Just because we can't see all the molecules in a drop of water and all the atoms and the electrons doesn't mean that they don't exist. They're there. But once we take the microscope on it or activate it or look, take that action, then it's revealed to us. So John, through his presence, and anybody else coming here now or later, are helping to activate and release codes within all of us and in our remembering through your own individual multidimensional self. All right. I can't believe no one's here. That's so weird. All right, I got a couple. I am grateful for the strength and courage Archangel Michael brings to my life. So all light, permeating in light, the wings of light, the sword of light. To me, that is representing, even Archangel Michael is so representative of our own duality. Because if we're pure light and love, what do we need a sword for? We don't. But it's showing that us, like Archangel Michael, are literally, we are angels of light. But the physical part of us, we needed that sword. So that sword is actually pure light. So the sword and all the fears and the illusions of separation, the dark experiences, the dark night of the souls, the struggles, the challenges, the good, the bad. We might have thought we needed a sword. We might have thought we needed to fight. We might have thought that we needed to protect ourselves from the evil or the dark or the fears or the dark side. But that sword was really, in those experiences, were to yield light. That very thing that we thought we needed to fight off or protect ourselves from was really to activate the light on the other side, represented by this angel. And it equals number 16 equals a 7, which represents our own divine connection. So going to our center, going to our middle, going within for our answers, always yield the truth, always yield the light. The darkness was an illusion of separation, something separate from us. Even the devil, the evil, was something that we created to have the experience of separation in order to finally merge and meld in unity, in love, and light. But we don't get that from focusing on the outside, or else we get caught up in the matrix and all of the karma, which is just a consequence to everything we do. So everything on the outside has been regurgitated, recirculated, and we can never live from the outside. It's this and that, but the outside at the same time always reflects, shines, and mirrors the energy that we are and that we need. It's such a paradox. It's such unbelievable beauty how existence is created. We don't go to the outside for our answers, yet the outsides are us and are reflecting the communication of spirit and where we're at and what we need at the moment to meld and merge into light. It's like when they're showing me, like when you forge a piece of steel or a sword, you go through all this light and fire. But the sword wasn't necessarily created for the reason we thought. It's actually the opposite. It is to unite and not separate. A sword cuts off energies. Holy crap, this is so beautiful. So I think this is Archangel Michael coming through, or that energy or that frequency, which we all hold within. That that sword was representative of of how we have separated ourselves from spirit, how we created an outside experience separate from us that can take away our power, but it really was to merge us with the light. So the sword wasn't to cut us off, it was to merge us with all that we are. Wow. Holy crapper. I don't know. This makes sense to me. I don't know if you guys or you guys now and later are getting it, but holy shit. This is so freeing and empowering. And the other one is gratitude. Gratitude for that foundation that we were taught. The 4 is a foundation. Being thankful for all that we've experienced because it literally is bringing us to this point. Even in this card, he's looking down at this. He's reflecting. So these two do go together well. Reflecting down, maybe being grateful, maybe contemplating the beauty, maybe being in awe that his sword is literally a light. It isn't to destroy or to separate, it is to unify. It is bringing together the merging of polarities and knowing it is all one and it is all within us and it was all divinely guided for our experience and it's who we are. And then here we've got, I'm grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each bring. 4 is gratitude. So now this is representing, because we've done all of this spiritual work, this is representing for me, the new earth, the heaven on earth, that spiral that is always there. We're always connected to that spiral of life, of the light. It's a swirl. So it's like going within. We go within and it spirals out, but it is not just in us. It's not outside of us. This little swirl of light is coming from her hand. It is, it is, it is within and without. We're always connected to spirit within and without. We connect within, it's reflected without. We might appear and pray out, but that is still coming from within. But this is showing how they're merging and working together as within, as without. As without, it's guiding us within. As without, something happens or for a good feeling or a bad feeling, it is all bringing us within ourselves. I am grateful for, okay, I already said that. I'm grateful for everyone and everything in my life, the lessons each bring. And that's what the mergence of polarities does. It unifies, it doesn't separate, it brings truth, not distraction, not delusions, not illusions. So the opposing forces, the polarities, the yin, the yang, the huge swings in moods, and I can even say those with bipolar, seemingly bipolar, are actually come as angels to actually bring balance and leveling out. They came to embody the extremes. And through their experience, they're a physical anchor in bringing forth that balance. Son of a bee. So beautiful. Thank you, Thaddeator, for hanging out with me the whole time. It's like a private date, a private spiritual date. But hopefully others will come on later. I'll share this out because I think this message is profound. And it's something we might already know theoretically, but when you really experience it and get that inside, shoo, it's so much more powerful. I love it. Anyways, it's all beautiful. All right, guys. May you all shine with the entirety of all the love and light, which you guys are, that you are. What's where's the sun?